Welcome back. It's Newsweek. This week, the Lagos House of Assembly commenced the process of amending the Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Corps Agency Law 2019 to accommodate a section for Amotekun Corps. The House took the first and second reading of the bill at plenary on Thursday. The Amotekun Corps is to take charge of security in borders, forests, highways, nooks and crannies of the state to ensure protection against hoodlums, kidnappers, cattle rustlers and bandits. 2 other states in the region also held a public hearing organized by lawmakers on the bill for the establishment of the security initiative. In Ondo State, different issues cropped up, but Governor Rotimi Akeredolu is optimistic that Operation Amotekun will help reduce crime in the region.
That you want to protect must have a buy-in. If they believe in it, well and good. But I'm sure they believe in it. That's why you can see the people who have thrown in here, people who have come in to be part of this public area.
The information from Lagos State will now bring them together and now finalize to have one formidable standard bill. Then we'll now pass any day from 26 we can pass into law.
And in Osun State, lawmakers listened to the input of stakeholders and afterwards promised to consider their submissions before passing the bill into law.
In discussion with my colleagues at the Conference of Southwest Speakers, I stressed the utmost importance for Hall and Sunday to come together and make Amotekun a resounding success. The level of acceptability by our people, devoid of religious and political affiliation, has further emboldened us to never stop until this is achieved.
If Amotekun works, investment window will be opened. Amotekun will give wings to our Economic and Investment Summit, as well as Osun Investment Promotion Agency, which are our windows to economic and industrial transformation.
I still have with me in the studio Dokun Adedeji, medical doctor and public health consultant, who will also be contributing to the discussion on Amotekun. And joining me now in the studio is Otumba Bisi Aloba, political analyst and culture advocate. Otumba Aloba, welcome to Newsweek.
Thank you.
Yes, there's a lot of talk about Amotekun. There is more excitement actually than the concerns. Where do you stand?
Amotekun I see as a good omen for our people in the Southwest. When I was young, everybody was free to go to farm, even in the evening. But these days, people go out of farm. They don't want to go to farm because of embarrassment, kidnapping, willing, and even killing. And even our women being raped by these people. So with Amotekun coming on board, when it came up in the state during public hearing, you see everybody, both women, market, men, hunters, everybody were there, supporting the Amotekun of the issue. And we are thanking our governors in Southwest for this type of unity that brought them together. Because I think since 70s, when I know what is called politics. This is the first time we see all the governors, even outside the party, forget about the party, coming together as one. That the security of their people is very paramount to them, and that they all come with this Amotekun issue. And I thank our governor. We have sons there. We have security experts among them. We have lawyers. We have economists. Everybody put together, and this Amotekun is going to protect in Southwest. And I believe it has come to stay.
Has there been enough input into the Amotekun bill? Has there been enough going into public hearings? There are questions about the modus operandi, who is eligible to be a member of Amotekun. How viable are states, to fund and sustain Amotekun?
Amotekun, I believe, is like a community policy. In our community, at home, we have some people who call guards that you pay yourself. Even the local government pays some people to gather to be able to protect the community. But Amotekun issue is something that has to be caused. It has been backed by bill of House of Assembly. So it has to it's going to be backed by the provision of fund from the state. And during the hearing, we heard that the people who will be part of the Amotekun are going to be part of the community. If we are going to cover an area called A, you must be living in that area here, and you have to be guaranteed by a guarantor who has to be a chief, or a quarter chief, a community leader, so that you will be able to get there and be misbehaving. So whatever that's being guided by law is what you should do. And I think with the bill coming up now, it is good to give us the guideline about the employment of the Amotekun staff.
Doko, I'm coming to you now. What are your own concerns about, the structure of Amotekun?
I must confess, I've said it to people, I'm not excited about it. And I think why I'm saying this is, in this country, we're too knee-jerk response. Everything, there's something wrong with security, what do we do? I think this is something that should be interrogated very well. You raise some issues. What is the modus operandi? Who are the people that will be conscripted into it? How would they be? Would they be armed? What will guide their operations? If they stay in the borders, and do they have the power of arrest? Or if they will shoot? Look, it's important. It's because we have a problem with security that we think we can just act in a frenzy. Southwest we have. Each state has. Lagos State already has something in the neighborhood and whatever. But if you look at it very well, do they operate as neighborhood? What is wrong with incorporating a part of the police? You may say the police system is not very effective, but we can make it more effective. We can then have community police. We can then have all those kind of strategy under the same umbrella. It may not. I have a problem with the way it's going to operate, and I think we have not really. Yeah, we may say governors supported it, but I think we need to think deeper about these things. And what will be, it then begins to mean each state, each zone, each will begin to have their own. And
let's get something straight. Does your concern lie in the consideration that the Southwest governors may not be able to sustain it due to funds, or in the concern in the area that it hasn't been well thought out?
Both. The same governors that are complaining of paucity of funds will pay those people, and they can't pay them less than minimum wage. So where are they going to find the money from? Is it from the security vote, or that's never been declared? These things need to be made clear. Who pays for them? And how do you recruit them? Who is the head of recruiting agency? Does it not become also a political thing when I want to recruit with somebody who knows is an APC person in a sector, go and take people that are in PDP and say be in Amotekun, and then when the next governor comes and is from CPC, what's going to happen to it? Look, we need to be very careful in this country that we don't just jump at things because we think that is the appropriate thing to do. We want to face an emergency. It is so important that we are strategic and we think about it deeply. You raise the issue, who's going to pay? Those are issues for me.
Would you like to respond to some of these issues?
Comment with what my friend is talking about.
Right.
You see, when a bill is to be passed, they ask for stakeholders. We call it public hearing. Did you go to Lagos State?
No, I didn't.
That's the problem we have in this country. When something is about done, they call people to come and make an input. You won't go. And then we'll be condemning the action from outside. You see, let me tell you, my brother.
Right.
Every governor, before they came up, our governor, we are very brilliant people. Before they came up with this idea, they have made enough. And they said, okay, these issues have to be backed by law. In anything that comes with a bill, it will be specified. The way they will be employed, the who will be, I told you the right time, that will be a guarantor. It's a policing, community policing of a thing. If somebody comes from my community now, we have head of a community in my quarter, and it's a chief. And somebody wants to be Amotekun, and is going to police our area. And you said, you now have a guarantor from the community. That our area is pronounced to our community. Why is he going to misbehave?
Excuse me, sir.
Let me finish. In our place, we are being gathered by OPC. The chairman of the council employed OPC to gather when people were embarrassing us. And OPC were working, they were arresting and handed over to police. There was a time they kidnapped in our town, in the Kere, along the road. They have been kidnapping. OPC came in. And they were going there, they told police, don't shoot when we get there. They were with police. But they told police, don't shoot. They want to arrest people hand-handedly. You know, this native thing, they have their own way of supporting themselves, native way. They were about getting to the point where they want to arrest people. Policeman shoot. Give a signal to them that they are around you. And the people fled. before they got there.
When you say native way,
No, I'm just
I'm
saying.
curious.
No,
but let's give Dr. Adedeji an opportunity to.
What they know the area.
Let's give him an opportunity for a rebuttal.
You see, let me tell you, sir, I have no problem with any strategy that is to safeguard people. But it's not, if you do public hearing, how many people come to public hearing? So the thing is, I won't go to public hearing it's not the issue of going to public hearing, but I think...
want your input there.
No,
they might
sir.
Be wrong.
You see, the thing is this, just listen, sir. You see, I don't have a problem with setting up all the... But let us look at the long-term effect. You say in your quarter, let's say your chief is APC or has sympathy for APC. So when he wants to put people that he wants to, he will go and get somebody in PDP.
The chief does not become me.
No.
Hold it there. Let me come to you, Otumba Aloba. If the police, state police commands are under the beck and call of state governors, perhaps the greatest fear that has been expressed about the Southwest Security Initiative, Amotekun, is that state governors will inevitably abuse Amotekun, particularly when it comes to electioneering times.
Amotekun is not a government police. During election, just like we have normal Dagreen in Ekiti, we have other outfits, small outfits in Ekiti. During election, they are not involved.
But the heads of these agencies will be appointed by the state governors. As you said earlier on, a local government chairman has to endorse a recruit that will be admitted into the initiative.
It's not the government chairman.
It's part of requirements, as we talked about earlier. Okay. So don't you worry that the initiative will be maybe abused?
You are thinking about election. Maybe they will use it against the opponent. What I'm telling you is that during election, Amotekun has no action, it has nothing to do during election. It's like a bordering outfit, security, in the bush, everywhere, not even election. During election, it is police or army or any other thing that is agreed by INEC or electoral law. It's not Amotekun. Amotekun is just like a civilian. It's not a paramilitary. So they have no involvement in election.
No, I need to be clear.
Let me tell you, my brother.
Let me just be clear.
I like your analysis.
If a politician wants to,
Otumba Aloba, he's saying that it's only the police that we expect to function during electionary times.
During the election,
we must end it here. Thank you very much, Otumba Bisi Aloba, politician. Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Dr. Dokun Adedeji, for coming on Newsweek. And that's all we have for you on this edition of Newsweek. You can follow us on our social media platforms for updates. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Use the handle at TVC News NG. You'll also find details of all these stories we're reporting on our website, tvcnews.tv. And until the next, I am Bukola Samuel. We'll be more. Bye for now.